So I've been asked several times, is there an easy way to learn your minor triads up and down the guitar neck? And I say yes, there is. Now, a triad is just the three notes that make up a chord. So we're just talking about the minor chords up and down the neck. And I don't tend to think in three note sections. To me, it's easier to visualize everything if I think in full chords. This also allows me to be able to move up and down the neck and play minor chords anywhere. Now, there's only three of them that we're going to have to learn in order to play every single minor triad up and down the neck. And we're going to do this in the key of E, but you can move this around and play in any key. So, since we're in the key of E, the first one that we probably already know is our E minor. So if we come down here and play this shape, we get our E minor. Now, instead of playing it like this, in order to make it movable around the guitar neck, I'm going to play it with these two fingers so that I could bar my finger across the guitar. This allows me to move this around. So this is that bar chord E shape that most of us are used to making. So if I wanted to say play a G minor, I would just move this up to the 3rd fret, and now I'd be playing a G minor. And you can move this anywhere around the guitar. Same with any of these chord shapes. So playing this E minor bar chord shape, and in order to play all the triads, we're missing one note. So on your low E string, 3 frets up from where you're making the bar, so in this case on our 3rd fret, we're going to need that note in order to complete the triad. So as long as you can remember that wherever you're playing this E minor bar chord shape, go 3 frets up from that low E string from where you're holding it, then the rest of the chord shape will take care of all the rest of the triads. Now, the next shape that you find as you move up the neck is what I think of as the D minor shape. Now, normally we play a D minor like this, but remember we're in the key of E, so in order to make an E minor, I'm just going to move this up 2 frets. Now, the full D minor chord shape is basically this, only I'm going to need to take this ring finger and move it to the 5th fret of the D string, and then put my pinky down where my ring finger was. So this actually makes the full D minor chord shape, but since we moved it up 2 frets, this is an E minor, and this takes care of all of the E minor triads in this position. So we had the bar chord E minor. Now we come up here and we play this D minor chord shape, which is movable anywhere around the neck. So I move it up 1 fret, I would get F. Move it up 2 more, I get G minor. So this is a nice movable chord that we don't use very often, but it is really helpful. Now, after the D minor chord shape, the next position is going to be our A minor chord bar chord shape. So think about making an A minor with these 3 fingers, just like we did with this E minor. We're going to make it with these 3 fingers so that we can bar across, move it all the way up here to the 7th fret, and now we've got an E minor in this position string. After this, we get to the 12th fret, and it actually starts back over with this E minor bar chord shape. So you can do this in any key, move it around, and this takes care of every single minor triad on the guitar neck, and it also shows you the 3 different ways that you can play minor chords. So I hope you play around with this. I hope this allows you to see it a little better on the guitar neck. It's really not that complicated. And as always, if you need something, reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you.